Blindness and its benefits? This is Two Blind Crew. Yeah. Two Blind Crew. Two Blind Crew.
Daddy, what's wrong with you?
Blindness and its benefits. Believe it or
Really?
not. Here they come. This is Two Blind Crew. How you doing? I am Jeff.
I'm Greg. Howdy, everybody.
He's there. He's back.
He's back.
Welcome back, Greg. We missed you last week, but glad to have you this week. And we decided we're going to have us a little fun.
Yeah. We're going to talk about all the benefits of not being able to see a lick.
Well, you know what? There are benefits I've determined, and we're kind of basing this on the whole idea that, you know what? Sometimes you just can't change your situation outside of divine intervention. And of course, I'm all for it. I'm guessing Greg is all for it. But in the meantime, between here and there, you just got to make the best of things. And Solomon says, laughter does the heart good like a medicine. And we believe that's the one thing it's okay to OD with. Right, Greg?
I'm into it. You know, you got to be able to laugh about bruises and not broken teeth from running into stuff. So, hey.
So, you know,
Where do you start?
Not necessarily that we have them in any particular order. What happened?
They started to fall.
All right, well, we had a little lighting accident here. We almost, but we'll just keep going. We'll edit that out, or we won't.
No, I didn't even flinch. I didn't see it happen.
You didn't see that coming? Man, it was like all of a sudden.
Dude,
I didn't even really notice. I just sort of heard it kind of coming down. But producer John rescue. So not in any particular order, but what's one of your biggies? Your big benefits to being blind? That's a whole lot of B's.
I better be saying something beautiful.
Was that Bing Crosby, by the way? What is that? Dean Martin.
Dean Martin. Oh yeah.
Anyway, so what's your?
I won't start singing quite yet. Maybe at the end.
What's your big benefit to being blind, buddy?
Boy.
I messed you up now, haven't I?
No, I was just sitting there thinking. You know, the best thing is, one of them is that you don't have to worry as much about being embarrassed when your clothes don't match. I have gone, one time I was going to the eye doctor and I looked down at my feet and I couldn't see them, but I looked at them and I said, David, I said, do my shoes match? Because they didn't feel right. And he started laughing. He said, your shoes match, but you got on a black and white sock. And I was like, come on, man, be serious. And he started laughing. He said, I am. Oh, God. Wasn't very good. But,
well, you know what? I think the cane or the guide dog in full harness, that's our get out of embarrassment free card. Although I don't know about you, but I still feel a little embarrassed, and I don't know why. It shouldn't, but yeah.
Yeah. But I used to just wear Converse tennis shoes all the time in the summertime, so that if you get the wrong colors,
high tops cover a multitude of sin, don't they?
Yes, they do.
You know what else that reminds me of that old Bill Cosby episode where, oh my goodness, the oldest daughter's boyfriend was like visiting from Harvard, and you know Bill's looking him up and down, and he's like, you know, your socks don't match, and he says, well, actually, to me, they do. I go by thickness.
Oh, that's great.
I just remember Bill looking up at the camera with his eyes, eyebrows kind of raised, like, what in the world? Anyway, so we get away with that one. For me, I think my big one is it led to marriage. Yes, blindness can lead to marriage. When I met my wife, I was feeling awkward about the whole impairment thing, and she was kind of cool with it, but I decided to be funny and I started pitching all the reasons why there are benefits to marrying a blind guy. And I said, first and foremost, you never have to worry about your makeup or a bad hair day. To which she replied, keep talking. I did it. Here we are all these years later.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, that works with me as well. Just like, you're always beautiful, baby. You look so good.
You are so beautiful. I'm not going to say it.
No,
I tried doing some falsettos before recording. It didn't work out. Yeah, there you go.
You should have got your voice going. Oh, the other thing is, for me, it saves me a bunch of money. I remember the first day that I realized that I couldn't see it very well at all. The next day I sold my car and then I canceled my insurance. So man, that's an expense. So see, that's one good perk about being blind. I don't need to
Mhm.
buy cars and stuff. So it's kind of fun. No more motorcycles.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
not. In general, I'd have to say it's not a benefit because I have an affinity for motorcycles, expensive ones, and cars, and I honestly, I guess if well, anyway, it's yeah, I guess that
my
is
motor, my
one
motorcycle
car.
got me. Yeah, mine led me to the dentist. Getting a partial plate and some bones replaced. But hey, it was okay. It's
Yikes.
fun.
So yeah,
Uh,
so forget all the missing it and the bad parts. The good part is saving money. I agree with you on that one. I think another one for me is I have a touch of OCD in the neat freak category, which if you just show up at my house and you're not visually impaired and unannounced, you might not agree with that could possibly be the case, but it is. I'm a recovering OCD person, and the blindness has helped immensely because, there's only so much you can do without constantly cleaning like I used to do. And I to
uh,
the point where in my head, I just decided, hey, if I can't see it, it's not there. So,
Ooh, now that's funny you say that because mine's on the exact opposite other end of the scale. I was a slob,
oh, really?
and it's really made me do better because it forced me to know exactly where my stuff was,
Mm-hmm.
and keep everything clean because you know how it is if and people and set a glass down where they would normally set one anyway if they're at your house, and then you come swooping through with your arm and it flies 10 feet and you got a mopping job ahead of you.
Yeah.
So it's helped me become a lot more organized. Oh, I
Well,
can't believe I just said that.
yeah, I mean, organization, I guess you could put as a benefit, but, I'm talking, if I feel something and it's, not right, or, I'm picking something up off the floor and I put my hand in some of Veda's
Uh,
fur. Okay, it's
that's
time to clean, and you can't avoid it
yeah.
at that point. But
I understand.
just the general stress levels are down when you.
Maybe it put you in the middle wherever you were on that scale.
There you go.
Kind of
Uh,
kind of left you out.
Another one I like is I have a very specific memory of when my eyesight, when it really started to bother me. I remembered I was shaving one day and I'm looking in the mirror and I just realized for the first time, man, it's really hard to see my face. I can't see, visually to shave anymore, which is all of you looking at me like right now with the beard and the scruff. Yeah, I
Hate you
don't
mentioned that.
I don't shave real often now, but the benefit to not being able to see oneself in the mirror is last I could see myself clearly was prior to age 30. So to me, I'm perpetually a 20 something
Heck yeah.
in my head, in my bones and my muscles and my aches and my pains, that says otherwise. That keeps me honest. But
Heck
in my
yeah, I'm
head,
still
I
25.
look good. I know not.
Yeah, I had to dispel that. One time I went through some surgery and I got my eyesight back for about 6 years. Uh, and man, I looked in the mirror and went, "Who's that?"
Who's that cat?
Yeah, and I looked at my hands and they had these vessels growing through them and wrinkles. I'm going, "You got to be kidding me." So I stopped aging right then. I know I still got a lot of long black hair and all that stuff. Yeah, baby. No, that doesn't happen anymore, does it?
You get your
It's
big
okay though.
1970 something Boston white man afro going on with the big mustache.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Oh man. One good thing that I will say that I have found is even this week, but in general, I find that it's easier to talk to people. I don't know how it is for you, but I find myself just talking to anybody. But when I could see, it seemed like that was something that would hold me back. Maybe if it was a really pretty woman or a really big guy that you were just afraid to say, "Hey man, how are you? What do you want?" You know.
I
So
don't know what kind of biker bars we're hanging out in, dude.
Well, we'll talk about that in another
But
episode. But I have found, and I don't know why it is, but blindness is disarming to a lot of people in their mode of protecting themselves. I find
Not for
that
me.
people
That's another.
really,
That's another story.
uh, yeah, well, it's just because you're Italian. That's a different
Yeah.
ballgame. But it's helped me a lot. I was unfortunately my wife's mom passed away last week, so I was in West Virginia all last week, way in the mountains. It snowed every day, 12 degrees for the whole week. It was great. But we ended up in this motel, and I have never been treated so nice. I think it was the Isaac Jackson in Elkins, North Carolina. There's a little plug, wonderful place, nicest people I've ever met. You know, I'd go down, and the lady said, "Oh, it's the blind and the crippled lady," and so here we go. They'd serve you food, and they'd sit down and talk to you, which they never would have done if you weren't. I met some of the nicest people, so I think it really disarms in a lot of way. And we met some great ladies and people, and people just seem to open up more when you've got a little bit of a disability. I don't know why that is, but I don't know if that's how it is with you, but that's one plus, I think, because I can't judge like we tend to do, you know.
Yeah. I don't know.
It makes no sense.
I'm kind of like you. I'm good with talking to pretty much anyone. It's a little awkward for me, like starting a conversation because I can never quite tell, you
Well,
know,
you
someone.
can't find them.
You have to. Well, yeah, that's problem number one. But you know, you don't know if they're even looking your way or if they're, in the middle of doing something and you're interrupting. So it's kind of awkward. But yeah. I think overall I agree with you. Well, one of the things I like is it's got me the get out of dinner cooking cleanup free mode, which was kind of my agreement with the missus anyway. I like to cook and I'm pretty good at it. She not so much, but but she agreed to clean when I cook. That was kind of the general agreement. But later on, I would try to help out and do stuff, and it seemed like I would make more of a mess cleaning up until finally she just tells me to knock it off. And there's a couple of pans when I use them. She doesn't
Mm.
like cleaning, so I got to do them. But for the most part, the blindness is a get out of dinner cleanup free card.
You like to cook, right?
Oh yeah, I love to cook. So I love to eat. That's the problem.
Yeah, I did too. I've always cooked, but I'll tell you what blindness does. It does also give you some grace in your cooking. I had forgotten about this until just now. But one day I was cooking dinner and I made some mashed potatoes and pork chops and all these things, and we were eating. And I made instant mashed potatoes that day, I think. And so my kids, everybody's eating, and after about 10 minutes, everybody'd been eating for a while, and my daughter looked over and said, "Dad, what are these brown things?" And I said, "What are you talking about?"
Oh no.
She said, "What are these brown things?" And I had made the mashed potatoes with chocolate milk.
Was it good?
It was pretty good, actually. It was. Nobody said anything about it. They were eating it, but
They're probably all looking at each other like, "What's up with Dad?" You never told me
yeah,
that's good.
that was classic. It's, I haven't done it again, but it's early.
That is that's crazy.
Uh,
That kind of makes me think that and I don't know that I can't believe I'm going to admit this in public, but you know what? Blindness, baby, you just don't care anymore. Manners out the window. I get away with stuff as an adult I couldn't get away with as a kid, and I don't let my
yeah,
kids get
yeah,
away
yeah,
with.
yeah, yeah.
But I hate it because a lot of times I think really it's a blind thing, but it's also oh man, this is the part I don't want to admit. Maybe just a lazy thing when it comes to certain.
I didn't hear
Not
that.
lazy in general, but with certain things. But like eating a meal, like you were saying, there's certain things you just can't eat in public.
Mm-mm.
Like a
No.
steak because knocking stuff out of the plate or pasta or just certain things. So, or salad, when they don't cut
Oh
the
my.
salad up a little bit and you put the fork in your mouth over here, but you got a leaf of lettuce with some kind of dressing touching you on the cheek over here.
You bring up half the head of lettuce with you while you're doing
I
it.
don't know, it's crazy. But, and I just remembered as a kid, my grandfather was pretty much, totally blind. And I used to just be like, looking at him like, holy cow, he's, eating with his hands. He's an adult. But, then you realize when you're older, and what I should do is have a knife or butter knife or spoon in my other hand to help push the food onto the fork. But for me, sometimes I like to keep my hand kind of on the side of my plate So as I'm
Yeah,
pushing
I do
stuff
that.
that way, yeah, if it's about to fall off the plate, it's like a sensory thing. I know, hey, knock it off, look out, and I'll push stuff back. And I catch myself sometimes doing so I'll be grabbing stuff, and you use your thumb to kind of push it on the fork, and I catch myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is the worst thing ever. But you know,
I just don't care
like
anymore.
around my family is one thing, but like out in public, I'll catch myself doing that, and I just think to myself, oh god, hopefully they saw
Yeah,
pain when I came in.
you go you go to a really nice restaurant and say, "Can I have a cheese sandwich?" You know, I do that. I'll put my hand on a steak or something, my fingers, and try to sneak it over the table and get on there, and then I'll kind of cut. But normally I do. I don't order. I usually order chicken wings or pizza or something like that. That's easier when it's important not to embarrass the people I'm with.
Well,
I, I'm not embarrassing me.
we
I
went
guess I'm.
somewhere recently, and I wish I could think of the name of the place because I would so like to shame them right now. And not even that it was the establishment's problem; it's the waitress I had. It was nutty. But I ordered some sort of steak concoction, uh, and it had like all like the mushrooms and peppers and onions or whatever on it, and whatever. But they brought like I don't know how a sighted person would eat this because
Yeah,
the steak and everything was pretty much the size of the plate. Not that the steak was that huge; it's just that the plate was that little. And
yeah.
and so I'm trying to cut it, and of course I'm not realizing, but all my food's like hitting on the table, and
Hmm.
and so we asked for can I have another plate? And what she does, she brings me over another equally teeny plate. I'm like, don't you have a big plate we can put all my food in?
Oh,
It
you're
was
a
just
comedian, aren't you?
it was just crazy, but I didn't really say anything because
I like it when I find myself trying to be cool and I'm sitting there talking to somebody and I realize that I'm trying to pick steak up or something like that with my spoon. That's always good. I'll
yeah.
tell you something else that I think the best thing, and I think you're going to agree with me on this. I'll never forget when one of our friends came up and was talking to me, and I was single then. I have to throw that out there at this point, but she looked at me and she said, "Greg, that stick just ain't sexy." I said, "Really?" She said, "What you need is a guide dog." And I said, "Yeah, baby. I wished I'd had one when I was 20.
The guide
But
dogs.
our dog, I have to admit, that's my best.
It's an icebreaker, I guess. Any blind single dudes out there? Yeah,
Get a dog.
no. But one of the things to me, I hate shopping of any kind. Whether it's for myself or whatever. I like buying stuff to give gifts, but nowadays, I torture my poor son and make him do all of my Amazon shopping when possible. But still, there's certain things you just have to go into the store. And one of the
Sorry, Josh.
things is, especially in a place that has a lot of breakables, they see a guy
Uh,
walking in with a cane. Oh, the service is outstanding. They come up,
it
can I
is.
help you find? I need this, 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 and this. And, you know, they either tell you to
Yes,
stay
right.
right there or they, give you a shoulder or an elbow and you just follow along. And, hey, man, you'd never find stuff that fast, any other way. So,
No, and
benefit.
I noticed that in the motel we were just in because you get a blind guy pushing a girl around in a wheelchair. Man, did they start moving then? Oh, let me help. Sit over here.
I just
Yeah,
had this weird version of that scene in with Al Pacino in Scent of a Woman. Take a left, Charlie. See your wife.
yeah.
Take a right, Greg.
Well, that's how she does it. A little more to the right. Boom. Nope. Start over. Yeah, we do really well though. It's very surprising.
Oh man.
But
Well,
we bring quite a lot of stairs with us, but that's life. We deal with it, and by golly, if you don't laugh, you're in trouble.
exactly. Well, we could go on for hours sharing stories, but quite frankly, we need material for future episodes. plus,
Yes.
plus, this is already going to be plenty long, I think. But hopefully, you got a chuckle at our expense. We're okay with it. We'll just send you the bill. Make sure you let us know your
Yes.
address. Uh,
Hey, I
like
got
laughter
something
does the heart.
close.
Like I'm sorry.
Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. See if we can all talk
Go,
at
your
once.
turn. Go.
Josh, get in there and start jabbing.
Woo! Well, thank you for putting up with this insane episode. Hopefully, you got a chuckle and a smile on your face, my face is starting to be sore from all the smiling and chuckling and so on. But please subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to stop by the website, twoblindcrew.com. We've been slacking something horrible with the blog. Perhaps one day we will get back at it and give you some new stuff to check out. But share it.
Sorry.
The website, share the videos, and let's do something, shall we? Till next time, God bless.
See ya.
Thanks for spending time with us at Two Blind Crew. On behalf of my daddy Jeff and Greg Greg McLaughlin, be sure to stop by our website, twoblindcrew.com. Follow us on Twitter at twoblindcrew, and like us on Facebook. See you next time. Can I have my money now? I'm serious. I want my money now. Mom!